All right. Hey guys, I'm back once again, finally, hopefully for real this time. Basically, first of all, yes, shave my head. But basically, when I made this last video, I said this, I got word today that the motor would be ready next week.
So that was a fucking lie.
Turned out engine wasn't even close to ready, still waiting on some parts. So the engine got done. I messaged Brady at Metric Cycles, asked him what he had done. He sent me an invoice, it was complete. Johnny Bolin was racing in Port City a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, to get, well, he was racing at Port City, and then while he was over in Tulsa, he just picked up my motor. I went over, picked it up from him. I have it now. It's actually sitting right here. So we're gonna be working on that soon. There's other things on the car that we'll be going through in the next couple of videos too. But what I wanted to do today is the engine was a good reminder for me of how expensive this sport is. And I think, I don't know, I just wanted to share what I've spent so far on this. The car hasn't even run yet. Well, it's run, but hasn't driven on track yet. And I'm, you know, it's getting up there as far as what I've spent. So I just wanted to go over that today with you. Expenses in racing is something that's really taboo for some reason. It's something I kind of want to be open about and share to help people understand that, you know, it's not, yes, it's expensive. It's not insanely expensive. It's something that, you know, you might be able to afford. So anyway, I'll quit rambling. I bought the car last October for $6,300. That was race ready. Car was not even close to race ready, but that's what I paid for it. 2014 Sawyer chassis, coilover front. It's a wishbone car. Yeah, it came with a 14J Suzuki motor, Gixxer 600 motor, that had Gould injection on it. So I thought it was a good deal, even with all the stuff that was messed up on it. Let's see. Let's go down. The first thing I wanted to talk about as far as my expenses, safety equipment. So I bought all of this stuff at Smiley's Racing Products in Mesquite, Texas. Yeah, so let's just go down the list here. All of this stuff, I would recommend renting at least all of this stuff. I sheeped out on some things, not sheeped out, but I didn't get the name brand crazy high-end stuff for a lot of this stuff. But it all has to pass the same SFI standards and all that to be sold. So anyway, my race suit is a one-piece K1. It's the SFI 3.2A-1 suit, one layer. All these prices are gonna be after tax, was $234. My helmet, it's the Zamp RZ36. I'm trying to look up at the helmet and read my laptop at the same time. Zamp RZ36, that was $278. My head restraint, also made by Zamp, or Z-Tech, it's the same company, $274. That was more reasonable to me than buying like a real Hans, because the real Hans is, you know, several $100s more than that, over double more than that. Gloves, Dynamic Racewear, they're Nomex. I have a balaclava also by Dynamic Racewear. The gloves were $52, I don't know if I said that. Balaclava was $44. I have K1 Nomex pants. Those were $95, and then the Nomex shirt, that was $108. Socks were $32, also Nomex by K1. My shoes were Dynamic Racewear. Those were $86. My arm restraints, I got the Simpson like Y-style arm restraints, $53. Bought a new set of belts by Pro One. Those were $119. And then I bought a seat insert, one of those pour your own seat insert mold kits. I got that from Summit Racing actually. And that was $350. So all in all, the safety equipment, $1,726. Eventually, I do want to put one of those, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Chasm safety products. That's like a new thing. Basically, it's like a compression absorbing seat mounting system that goes under the seat. There's like little high density foam that goes under the seat, so that in a compression impact, if you were to land on the frame rails, keeps your back in better shape. I want to run those really bad. That's like $1,300, so I'll probably buy that here within the next couple months. I don't know if we'll have that to start. And then I do want a fire bottle on the car eventually. So, but I don't have those things right now. Stuff on the car. Just go down the list. I don't have the actual receipt, but I bought a bunch of rod ends and jam nuts from Smiley's in Mesquite again. I don't know how much I spent. It was about $100, so that's just what I have here. Brake rotors for the car, front and left, or left front and the rear. That was $55. There's steel. The birdcage bearing on the right rear that I replaced was $35. I have a new radiator now. You can see it right in there. That was $315 direct from Sawyer. Airbox was $160. I got my AN3 brake line for $25 from Summit. Wheel spacers that I got from Hyper, 1 3/4, 20 bucks. So I bought the Micron. It's a Micron 5S with the water temp sensor. I got that from someone in Pennsylvania. Had it shipped over. That was 610 bucks. And then I got a new bolt kit, all grade 8 stuff that's gonna go on the car. A lot of the bolts I were using or that came on the car were not grade 8. So I got a bolt kit for that. That was $141. So stuff on the car I have listed at $1,461. I'm missing a couple things on that list. There's smaller things, some relays for some of the electronics and stuff like that. That stuff was cheap enough. It's not listed here, but you know, add on another 50 bucks or something like that. Next on the list, I have miscellaneous items that didn't really fit in any other category. One is a receiver. That was $108 after tax. And then I bought a set of Proform scales so that I can scale the car. By the way, I haven't said this yet. So setup sheets are something that a lot of people try and keep secret, and I think for good reason. I don't plan on doing that with you guys. Like, I'm gonna scale the car. I'm gonna have all that information open, what rates I'm running in the car, shock, stuff like that. I don't think I'm gonna be that quick to begin with anyway, so I don't think I'm gonna be giving any secrets away. If anything, it might help me because people can see what I'm doing wrong. So stuff like that. That's something that Timez, if you watch Timez TV, has done that I really admire. He'll just openly say like, hey, we're running a 1-inch bar in the left rear or something like that. Or my left front shock is 35 pounds at 3 inches per second or whatever, stuff like that. I just think that stuff's cool, and so I don't really care about keeping it secret. Eventually, if there might be a point if I'm like sprint car racing for a lot more money where I can't really afford to do that because we're racing for so much money. But to start with, we're racing for so little money with the micro stuff. That's what I plan on doing. Fueling stuff. So all the fuel lines, when I had all the 6AN fuel lines, all of the hose ends and all that stuff, that was a big video making all the fuel system work. All that stuff put together was about 450 bucks. I don't have the individual receipts again because Summit doesn't email you your receipts. So anything I say from Summit, I'm having to look back up on their website. It was about $450 for all that stuff. The fuel pump has been relocated. You see here, it was underneath the tank. I'll get into the tank in a second, but I had to relocate the fuel pump. That was $28. I got that from Speedway Motors. The methanol jugs, you see them over there behind the race seat. Those are like $32 each. And then there's a teal jug on the bottom. I actually bought that from the guy I bought the car from. That was $130. So after tax and everything, I just put down, or it was $140. I put 240 bucks. That's about right. For all of that, and he gave me like 20 gallons of methanol with that. So the tail tank, all this stuff is new. You guys haven't seen this yet. Also, by the way, I mentioned the radiator, that's new too. This tail tank I bought used from Johnny Bolin at Hyper. So this is $200. This is a Saldana fuel forward tank. We're going to a Saldana fuel forward whole system in the rear. So this was $200. The tail plug that goes in, and all of this will make more sense if you're not familiar. The next video will be doing all of this. The tail plug for it was $75. The top plate I got from Joe's, that was $130. The cover plate is a Saldana cover plate, that was $50. There's a 6AN bulkhead for the outlet, that's $54. And then there's a super stock hose end, that's $9, and 1 foot of super stock hose for the internal pickup on the bladder. Yeah, the bladder's $979. I don't know if I said that. So all of that stuff put together is $2,222 for the new fueling system stuff. Yeah, adds up quick, huh? Big thing. This is the one I think a lot of people are going to care about, the engine rebuild. So I talked about I got the motor back for Metric Cycles racing engines, Brady at Metric Cycles. I talked with him. The whole motor, so what actually had happened was there was a freeze plug that came out. A simple thing, right? There was a freeze plug that came out. I don't know if it was like that when I bought the car or if it froze during the winter or something, and that was on me. I have no idea. Basically oil mixed with the water. So he replaced a bunch of stuff, the oil cooler and stuff too. And then you don't know with oil getting in the water if you've caused damage. Obviously, if the viscosity of the oil goes down because water is mixed with it, you know, it's a hydrodynamic bearing. And so if you lose viscosity, you can cause premature wear to all the bearings. So motor was pretty much due. We had no idea how many miles were on it. So it was pretty much due for a whole rebuild anyway. So that's what we did. So he has new plugs on here. That's 32. Oil, he's using the Motul 300V oil, I think is what it's called. That's 24 for what's in the thing. New oil filter is 20. New piston rings, $361. Rod bearings, $112. Main bearings, $183. Rod bolts, $82. Head gasket, $92. Case gasket, $49. An oil pan gasket, $15. Shims, I'm assuming that's for shimming the valves. That's $35, and then he charged $1,800 for labor. $12 for shipping costs on parts, and then there was $130 that he's had under there for a payment processing fee. I don't know. So if you're thinking about getting a motor rebuilt by Metric Cycles, one of your Suzukis, this is about how much you can expect to pay. The total invoice from him came out to $3,041.48. But Metric Cycles they're known to do good stuff. Other engine stuff that I have, I bought a thermostat conversion from Joe's. So basically the thermostat on the motor, it just has like it's one of those bead fittings that you would just put normal hose on. I have a conversion to change it to an a 12 AN out. So we're gonna convert that to run a 12 AN fitting. That makes it easier with the radiator because the radiator has already got bungs on it to run AN fittings everywhere. And then I bought new fuel injectors, like I said I was gonna do, from Racetronics in Canada. It's the cheapest place I could find a Siemens 46.5 pound injector. So instead of 8, fuel matched within 1% was $459. So all in all, things I've spent on the car, including the car itself, and the safety equipment, comes out to $16,188 so far. There's a couple things left. Probably needs new left rear wheels. It's gonna need new tires, so that's another like $2,000 or so. And then it's gonna need the lines to plumb the cooling stuff, the new cooling stuff. That should be pretty cheap. I'm probably gonna buy that just from Amazon. Because it's just water. It's not like it has to be rated for methanol and stuff. So I'm probably gonna buy just Amazon fittings and hose. Make sure nothing leaks. So that's what's left. $16,188 plus another $2.5 grand for the race car before it's ready to rip. And it's gotta get dynoed. So, you know, somewhere around $19,000 I bought a 7x16 trailer enclosed. I haven't shown that to the channel yet. Sorry, I'm sweaty. Another thing, by the way, I'm just gonna say this now. Another reason I haven't been super motivated to work on this thing, I live in Texas. Texas this summer, whew man, it's been stupid hot. Most days it's been like 105 to 110 Fahrenheit actual temp. That's like low 40s for you metric people. And then with the humidity here, the heat index has been, I don't know, I've seen it up to 116 and up, which is, you know, like 46, 47 degrees if you're metric. So it's super hot. I've been inside a lot of times just chilling. So it's hot here. So please forgive me for not being in here working on it all the time, my race car. So I bought a 7x16 enclosed trailer, got it used. You haven't seen it yet, you'll see it on the channel eventually. I'll just let you know now, the out the door price on that was $6,200 even. And then I bought a truck. These are like other things you need to go racing. I bought a truck. It's a Ford F-250, 2015. I'll tell you the out the door price on that was $32,990. So both the trailer and the truck were financed. As far as my conditions for financing them, that's not something I really want to share on the channel. But yeah, so all in all, you know, really, if you already have a truck and you just want to get into it with the car and the trailer, I would say probably about $25,000 is, you know, what you might expect to spend. There's, I'm sure, going to be people in here that come in here and say they did it way cheaper than me, and there are people that are going to say they did it way more expensive than me. I've talked to people, I was talking to people at the KKM Give Back Classic last year, and they were saying like a good outlaw micro right now is just stupid. You might as well go sprint car racing because you're going to spend $40,000 or $50,000. You know, as far as getting a 2 mil outlaw engine and then all of the crazy adjustable stuff you have on the car, all that trick stuff. Yeah, so anyway, that's just this general update video. It's going to be kind of quick. My next video is going to be getting this tail tank on the car. So, you know me, I'm, you know, delusional and think I can do everything myself. I'm going to weld on the tabs myself. I'm going to fabricate the tabs and weld them on myself for this tank. I've never welded a day in my life. So I bought a flux core arc welder, and we're just going to kind of figure it out. I've been watching a lot of videos, and it's something I just kind of want to do. I feel like it's a good skill to have if I ever need other tabs on the car or something welded. Good skill to have. So that's probably going to be the next video. But as of right now, that's where we're at. Really, the tail tank, getting the motor back in the car and getting the coolant and stuff plumbed up is all we have. And then getting some new wheels and tires, but it's pretty much ready to race. RPM Speedway in Crandall, Texas is, they have a micro show that's only about, 45 minutes to an hour from me. They have a micro show scheduled with 305s. We're like the support class. That's September 2nd. It's like a little over 2 weeks from now. It's close. I would like to run that if I could, a little under 2 weeks from now. I would like to run that if I could. So I am going to be working on this thing a lot, trying to, rush into that. But we're just gonna have to see as far as whether that's something that's realistic or not. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that's it. So see you.